From the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Barry Trammell. Time for We Pick 'em, Barry. We've got a bunch of different topics, but let's start with the Women's College World Series. Let's get right to the heart of the matter. Who wins the whole thing? Who's the WCWS champ?
I am going to take Arizona State. I hope the Sooners win. I'll be pulling for Oklahoma, but I always go with the Pac-12. They don't always win it. Alabama won a year ago, but you can't go wrong picking the Pac-12. Arizona State has sort of supplanted UCLA and Arizona as the marquee program in the Pac-12. I'm going to go with the Sun Devils.
All right, I'm going to go with the hometown favorite, and I think the prohibitive favorite, the Sooners. I think Oklahoma's definitely got the most complete team in this Women's College World Series, maybe one of the most complete teams that college softball has ever seen. They've got a great pitcher in Kalani Ricketts. They've got an offense that from 1 to 9 is really, really tough. They've hit the most home runs of anybody in this tournament, score a bunch of runs. They had 5 games in the postseason. 4 were won by run rule, which is unbelievable because you're talking about, you know, escalating that quality of opponent. So I'm going Sooners. There's some pressure on these gals, obviously, to rectify last year's loss in the championship series, to win on home soil, and to play for folks that were affected by the storms last week. But Barry, this is a veteran group. I like the Sooners to win it all. Follow up on that, how about the Women's College World Series MVP? Who are you picking for that award?
I'm going to go with the Arizona State pitcher, Dallas Escobedo. Sun Devils won it 2 years ago with her in the circle. You know, generally it's coming from the champion. I picked Arizona State. Dallas Escobedo is the player that's going to carry the Sun Devils. I'll go with Dallas.
I'm going to go with a little bit of a surprise for my winner. I'm going to go with Lauren Chamberlain. Obviously, Kalani Ricketts, the now Player of the Year nationally, that was picked earlier this week, and she was selected as that. And if the Sooners win, there's a great chance she wins. But I think Lauren Chamberlain, her bat has been unbelievable for the Sooners. She not only is able to hit for power, but she's got a great batting average. She drives in a bunch of runs. I just think her overall offensive prowess is going to come to play in a couple different instances in this World Series. I think we're going to see her maybe have a couple really timely hits. So I'm going with Lauren Chamberlain if the Sooners win, but they're going to need Kalani Ricketts and several other players to play well if they want to win this whole thing. All right, Barry, what about some college baseball? Oklahoma has made the NCAA tournament. Who wins the OU baseball regional as they are on the road to play? Actually, the number 1 seed is Virginia Tech in that regional.
Well, I'm going to take the Sooners. I thought it was a very good draw for OU. The Sooners have gone to Charlottesville and beaten Virginia when the Cavaliers were a very highly ranked team in the last year or so. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech, sort of a newcomer to the big-time college baseball. I thought it was a good draw. Sooners have Coastal Carolina they got to get by. They got a win in Blacksburg, Virginia Tech, the home team, but that seems doable to me with that OU pitching. I'll take the Sooners.
Yeah, the way that the Oklahoma pitchers pitched in the postseason in the Big 12 tournament, unbelievably good. I'm going with the Sooners in this one as well in an upset. They've got to get big outings from their 2 aces. If they don't get long, extended performances in their first 2 games, then they may be in for a little bit of a struggle. But I thought even after they got past their big arms, I thought they even got some great performances in the Big 12 tournament from some other pitchers. That's what you got to have in the postseason. I like the Sooners, especially the way those guys are playing here lately. All right, Barry, what about Oklahoma State? They're back in the NCAA tournament as well. They're on the road, starting with Miami. Who you got winning their regional?
Well, they're in Louisville, and this was a bad draw for the Cowboys. I mean, you go to a regional where Miami is the number 3 seed. Now, it's not a vintage Miami team, finished 5th in its ACC division, but the Hurricanes have the proud tradition. You know, they believe they can win. Louisville's a new power in college baseball. OSU's been to Louisville for a super regional and lost. So tough assignment. So I'm going to go with the homestanding Cardinals. That's going to be a very difficult regional for OSU to win.
Totally agree. I'm going with Louisville in this one as well. And I tell you, had Oklahoma State fared a little bit better in the Big 12 tournament, well, a couple of things. 1, they probably would have gotten a better draw than what they ended up getting. But 2, I'd feel a little bit better about their chances. You know, going 0-3 in the Big 12 tournament just leaves you with a lot of questions about where these Cowboys are. Maybe they rally. Maybe they play great in the regional, and maybe they win the thing. I just think it's going to be pretty difficult considering the competition that's there and how they played last week. I think Louisville wins that regional. All right, Barry, we can't get out of We Pick 'em without a little basketball talk. So the Eastern Conference Finals, who you got winning this thing?
I'm going to go with Miami. I think the Heat's going to win it. I mean, the Pacers have played them tough. I'll be pulling for Indiana, me and the rest of America. But I don't think they'll go quietly, but the Heat's very good, and LeBron can get you so far just on his own. He's got a lot of help. I think Miami gets it done.
Yeah, I do too, but it's been a heck of a start to this series. 4 games in, the series is tied. Obviously, a important Game 5 coming up. See who takes that early advantage heading down the stretch. But I like the Heat. I just think they've got too many weapons when it comes down to it. I don't think Dwayne Wade is what he used to be, but I still think when you've got Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and then their other pieces, which Thunder fans know it well, those other pieces can sometimes be really, really good. Udonis Haslem had a whale of a game earlier in this postseason. A Mike Miller comes off the bench last year against the Thunder, goes crazy. They seem to get those other guys to step up when needed. I think they go ahead and win the East and then set up that final series against the Spurs. You got an early favorite in that one?
You know what? I like San Antonio. No matter who they play, I like San Antonio.
You picked them to win the West. That'll be interesting. I'll take the Heat, but let's wait and see what happens. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.